What if money wasn't just numbers in a bank account, but a living force that flows through your body, shaping your choices, your stress, even your happiness? Imagine the heartbeat that quickens when you gain it, and the weight in your chest when you lose it. What if the way you breathe, think, and move could reprogram your financial destiny? The physiology of money is more than wealth. It's energy, discipline, and belief pulsing through every decision you make. Are you ready to master not just money, but the biology of abundance that fuels freedom, power, and peace? Money has always been more than a medium of exchange. It is a mirror reflecting the emotions we carry within. When fear dominates your mind, your financial choices often lean toward hesitation, avoidance, or clinging to scarcity. When excitement or impatience takes over, decisions may swing toward reckless spending or chasing short-term gratification. The truth is, your physiology, the way your body feels and reacts, has a direct influence on your financial reality. Think of the times you felt calm, grounded, and confident. In those moments, your money decisions were likely clearer, smarter, and aligned with your goals. Contrast that with moments of stress, when your heart raced, your thoughts spiraled, and you made decisions you later regretted. Money mirrors this exact cycle. It responds not to logic alone, but to the emotional state you carry into every choice. Learning to control your state is the foundation of controlling your finances. Breathing deeply, moving your body, and calming your mind are not just wellness tools. They are wealth strategies. When you train your physiology to stay balanced, you create the mental clarity and confidence needed to take consistent action toward financial growth. By mastering your emotions, you shift from reaction to intention, from fear to strategy, from scarcity to abundance. Breathing is more than an unconscious act. It is a powerful tool that shapes the way your mind and body respond to challenges, including financial ones. When fear creeps in, your breathing naturally becomes shallow and rapid, signaling to your brain that danger is near. This physiological response clouds judgment, narrows focus, and triggers survival mode, often leading to impulsive or short-sighted money choices. A rushed breath equals a rushed decision. But the moment you pause, slow down, and take deep, intentional breaths, you send a different message to your nervous system. You tell your body that you are safe, capable, and in control. With each inhale, you invite oxygen that energizes your brain, sharpening focus and awareness. With each exhale, you release tension, fear, and the noise of panic. In this calmer state, your perspective widens, allowing you to weigh risks more clearly, evaluate long-term benefits, and act from wisdom rather than impulse. Deep breathing anchors you in the present moment, pulling you away from imagined catastrophes or past regrets and into the clarity of now. From that place, your decisions become deliberate, steady, and aligned with your true goals. The simple act of slowing your breath transforms fear into focus and turns confusion into clarity, giving you the power to approach financial choices with confidence and stability. Stress has a way of hijacking the mind, making even simple decisions feel overwhelming and urgent. When stress takes over, the body releases hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, which are designed to prepare you for survival, not long-term planning. In this heightened state, judgment becomes clouded, and financial decisions are often driven by fear, impatience, or the desperate need to escape discomfort. People overspend to soothe themselves, avoid important financial conversations, or make impulsive investments without fully considering the consequences. Stress narrows your perspective, making you reactive rather than strategic, focused on short-term relief instead of long-term growth. But when your physiology is calm, everything changes. A relaxed body allows your mind to access clarity, creativity, and patience, qualities essential for building wealth. Calmness slows down racing thoughts, restores balance to your emotions, and creates space to evaluate options without panic. In this state, you can see opportunities more clearly, assess risks with greater precision, and make choices that align with your vision instead of your fears. Calm physiology is not weakness, it is power under control. It gives you the ability to separate emotional impulses from rational strategy, to pause before acting, and to anchor your decisions in logic rather than stress. With clarity, you no longer chase quick fixes. You build lasting financial foundations. The way you hold your body is more than just a reflection of how you feel. It is a signal to your mind and to the world about what you believe you deserve. Posture shapes psychology, and psychology shapes outcomes. When you slump your shoulders, lower your head, or shrink into yourself, your body is silently reinforcing thoughts of limitation and smallness. This state makes it easy to think in terms of scarcity, to doubt your ability to create wealth, and to settle for less than you are capable of achieving. But the moment you stand tall, expand your chest, and lift your head high, everything shifts. Your physiology sends powerful signals to your brain, awakening confidence, optimism, and a sense of possibility. With that physical stance, you naturally begin to think bigger, to dream beyond immediate survival, and to recognize opportunities you may have overlooked. Posture is not just physical. It is a declaration of readiness, a statement that you are open to abundance and willing to pursue it. Successful people often radiate presence long before they achieve wealth because their body language tells the story of someone who expects more, who believes in growth, and who acts with conviction. By practicing strong, grounded posture daily, you train your mind to adopt a wealth mindset, to focus on possibilities rather than obstacles, and to pursue goals with determination rather than hesitation. When your body stands tall, your vision follows, and your ability to attract, create, and sustain abundance becomes a natural extension of how you choose to carry yourself in the world. Money, like energy, follows the path of your attention. Wherever your focus goes, your actions follow, and your actions determine your financial outcomes. Yet in today's world, distractions constantly pull you away from the present moment. Notifications, worries about the future, regrets about the past. This scattered focus drains mental energy and weakens your ability to make intentional financial choices. The nervous system plays a central role in this process. When overstimulated, it pushes you into survival mode, leaving you impulsive, reactive, and disconnected from long-term vision. But when you train your nervous system to stay grounded and present, you regain control of both attention and choices. Presence sharpens awareness of where your money is going, helps you notice opportunities you might otherwise overlook, and allows you to respond to challenges with clarity rather than panic. Simple practices like mindful breathing, meditation, or even short pauses before making financial decisions calm the nervous system and strengthen your ability to stay focused. The more often you bring yourself back to the present, the more consistent your actions become, and consistency is what compounds into financial growth. Focus is the magnifying glass that turns small sparks into powerful results, and presence is the skill that keeps that focus steady. Training your nervous system to remain calm and centered creates the inner foundation for building wealth, because money grows in the soil of attention, intention, and deliberate action. Gratitude is more than a positive feeling. It is a rewiring tool for the brain that shifts how you experience and create wealth. When you consciously practice gratitude, your brain activates areas linked to reward, motivation, and abundance, releasing chemicals like dopamine and serotonin that reinforce optimism and clarity. This state expands your perception, helping you see opportunities instead of obstacles and possibilities instead of problems. Gratitude flips the focus from what is missing to what is already present, creating a sense of sufficiency that quiets the fear-driven urge to spend recklessly or chase quick fixes. By appreciating what you already have, you send a powerful signal to your nervous system that you are safe, supported, and capable of building more. This mindset invites smarter financial choices because decisions made from gratitude are rooted in stability, not desperation. Practicing gratitude daily also helps break cycles of scarcity thinking by training your brain to expect and recognize value in every situation. Simple actions, like writing down 3 things you are grateful for each morning or reflecting on one financial lesson you appreciate each evening. Strengthen this neurological pattern. Over time, gratitude becomes more than a habit. It becomes a lens through which you view money, success, and life itself. It transforms wealth from being purely about accumulation to being about fulfillment and flow. When gratitude is consistent, it anchors you in abundance, making your journey toward financial growth not only sustainable but deeply meaningful. Financial resilience is not something you are born with. It is something you build, just like a muscle in the body. At first, the weight may feel heavy, the discipline uncomfortable, and the progress slow. But with repetition and effort, the strength grows. Each time you save a small amount, resist an unnecessary expense, or make a conscious financial choice, you are training yourself to become stronger, steadier, and more adaptable. Just as muscles grow from consistent exercise, financial resilience develops through consistent habits practiced over time. Challenges and setbacks become the equivalent of resistance in the gym. They may feel difficult in the moment, but they are what create long-term strength. The more you push through, the more resilient you become. Overcoming financial stress teaches you resourcefulness, and recovering from loss teaches you patience. Every repetition of wise money management builds endurance, making you less likely to collapse under pressure and more likely to thrive under opportunity. Effort is the key ingredient because resilience is never passive. It is built through action, choice, and persistence. Small daily decisions compound into lasting results, and the effort you invest today prepares you for the uncertainties of tomorrow. Like fitness, financial resilience is not about perfection, but about consistency, commitment, and the willingness to keep going no matter how heavy the weight feels. Discipline is the silent force that sets the tempo of financial success, much like a steady heartbeat sustains life. Without rhythm, music falls into chaos. Without discipline, wealth slips through your fingers. Every choice you make with money, whether to save, invest, or spend, creates a beat that shapes the larger song of your financial future. Discipline is not about restriction but about alignment, ensuring your daily actions match your long-term vision. When you build the habit of consistency, small actions accumulate into powerful results, just as a heartbeat sustains the body over time. Skipping discipline is like skipping beats. It disrupts flow, creates instability, and weakens your foundation. But when you commit to discipline, you create rhythm, and rhythm creates momentum. Waking up early to review your goals, tracking expenses, or automating savings are not just tasks, they are steady pulses that reinforce your path to wealth. Over time, this rhythm becomes second nature, guiding you effortlessly towards smarter decisions and stronger outcomes. Discipline transforms moments of temptation into opportunities for strength, turning financial chaos into harmony. The heartbeat of discipline may feel repetitive, but it is the repetition that creates stability, and stability is what allows wealth to grow. Dopamine is often called the brain's reward chemical, the spark that drives motivation, desire, and pursuit. It is what pushes you to chase after something that feels exciting, whether that is a new purchase, a risky investment, or even the thrill of instant gratification. The problem is not dopamine itself, but where it is directed. When your brain becomes addicted to quick hits of reward, shopping sprees, impulsive spending, or short-term wins, it trains you to seek fleeting satisfaction instead of lasting growth. This cycle keeps you stuck in patterns that drain your finances and your focus. But when you learn to channel dopamine toward long-term gains, everything shifts. By linking pleasure to delayed gratification, you retrain your brain to enjoy the process of building wealth rather than only the moment of consuming it. Visualizing future goals, celebrating progress, and rewarding yourself for consistent habits can create dopamine spikes that sustain long-term motivation. Each time you resist an impulse and choose discipline, you strengthen the neural pathways that associate desire with growth instead of loss. Over time, Your brain learns to crave the satisfaction of watching investments grow, of seeing savings accumulate, of building something that lasts. Dopamine is powerful energy, and when channeled into long-term vision, it becomes the fuel that drives not just desire but destiny. The way you carry yourself tells a story about how you see the world and what you believe is possible for you. Scarcity shows up not only in your thoughts but in your body language. Shoulders slumped, arms crossed, eyes downcast, movements small and hesitant. This posture communicates to your nervous system and to those around you that you are protecting, retreating, and bracing against loss. It reinforces the belief that resources are limited, opportunities are scarce, and you must shrink to survive. In contrast, abundance naturally expands your presence. When you stand tall, open your chest and move with confidence, your body signals safety, opportunity, and readiness to receive. This expansion does not just affect how others perceive you, it changes how you perceive yourself. Your brain reads your posture as a sign of strength, which triggers feelings of empowerment and optimism, both of which are crucial for making bold and intelligent financial choices. People who embody abundance in their body language tend to spot possibilities, attract opportunities, and inspire trust in others. The body becomes a mirror of the mindset, and the mindset becomes the driver of behavior. By practicing open, confident posture, even before you feel abundant, you train your physiology to align with the belief in possibility. Over time, your inner world catches up with your outer stance, and abundance becomes not just a feeling but a lived reality. Movement is one of the simplest yet most powerful tools to shift your physiology and sharpen your mind before making important money decisions. The body and mind are deeply connected, and when the body is stagnant, the mind often follows, becoming sluggish, tense, or clouded by stress. Sitting for too long, worrying over choices, or overanalyzing numbers can trap you in mental loops that drain clarity and confidence. But the moment you stand up, walk, run, or stretch, your entire system changes. Blood flow increases, oxygen rushes to the brain, and your nervous system begins to release tension, creating space for fresh thinking and sharper focus. Movement does more than energize. It resets your state. A brisk walk before a financial decision can calm racing thoughts and reduce emotional reactivity. Stretching can release the physical stiffness that often mirrors mental rigidity, allowing you to approach decisions with more flexibility and openness. Running or engaging in more intense movement floods your body with endorphins, giving you a sense of confidence and control that directly translates into decision-making power. When you feel physically strong, you naturally think more strategically and less impulsively. This connection between movement and prosperity is not accidental. Financial success requires clarity, creativity, and consistency, all of which are enhanced when your body is in motion. Even simple movements, like standing tall, rolling your shoulders back, or taking a deep breath combined with a stretch, can trigger a physiological shift that transforms your mindset from stress to strength. Before making money decisions, whether it's a small purchase, a major investment, or a long-term plan, use movement as a tool to prepare yourself. It aligns your physiology with the energy of action and possibility, ensuring that your choices come from a place of confidence, clarity, and power rather than fear or fatigue. Money and stress are often tightly linked, and one of the main stress hormones behind financial anxiety is cortisol. When bills pile up, when spending exceeds income, or when the future feels uncertain, cortisol levels rise, sending your body into survival mode. In this state, the mind becomes restless, the body tense, and decisions reactive rather than thoughtful. Saving money, even in small amounts, acts as a direct antidote to this stress cycle. Each dollar set aside signals safety to your nervous system, telling your brain and body that you are prepared, capable, and secure. The act of saving reduces the constant background noise of financial worry. With every deposit into savings, your cortisol levels drop, easing the pressure and creating a sense of stability. This doesn't just change your emotions, it shifts your physiology. Lower cortisol improves sleep, supports clearer thinking, and gives you the mental energy needed to make better financial decisions. Peace of mind is not created by spending, but by knowing you have a cushion to fall back on. The security of savings allows you to face challenges with resilience and approach opportunities without fear. Even small, consistent savings compound into both wealth and peace. Setting aside a few dollars each week may not seem like much at first, but the ritual builds a habit that reassures your nervous system and strengthens your confidence. Over time, this consistent action creates not only financial growth but emotional balance. Instead of living in constant fight or flight mode, you train your body to live in calm preparedness. Each saved dollar becomes more than money. It becomes a message to yourself that you are in control, that you can handle the future, and that long-term peace is built one choice at a time. Money is not just paper, coins, or digital numbers on a screen. It is energy that flows through your life, amplifying whatever intention you attach to it. Just like energy in the body, money is meant to move, to circulate, to fuel growth and creation. When you hoard it out of fear, the flow becomes stagnant, and when you spend it recklessly, the flow becomes chaotic. The key is learning to guide this energy with purpose, ensuring that every movement of money aligns with your values, your vision, and your long-term well-being. Circulating money wisely means viewing it as a tool rather than a master. Each dollar you release, whether through investment, saving, or spending, carries energy into the world, and that energy has the power to return multiplied if used intentionally. Paying for education can expand your skills, investing can grow your future security, and giving generously can strengthen connections and create fulfillment. On the other hand, reckless circulation, impulsive spending, chasing trends, or using money as a quick fix for emotional voids scatters the energy, leaving you drained instead of enriched. The body understands balance, and so does money. Just as you cannot live fully by withholding energy from movement or by exhausting yourself in bursts of chaos, your financial health thrives when circulation is steady, purposeful, and aligned. Ask yourself before every transaction, does this exchange expand my life or deplete it? Does it move me closer to my vision or further away? By practicing mindful circulation, you create a system where money works for you instead of against you. Money, like energy, multiplies when directed with clarity and intention, becoming not just a means of survival but a source of growth, freedom, and lasting abundance. Visualization is often misunderstood as wishful thinking, but in reality, it is one of the brain's most powerful tools for shaping behavior and outcomes. When you vividly imagine yourself achieving a financial goal, whether it's paying off debt, growing investments, or building a business, your brain begins to fire the same neural pathways as if you were already taking those actions in real life. This process creates familiarity, reducing fear and uncertainty, and builds confidence that success is not only possible but inevitable with consistent effort. Visualization transforms abstract dreams into mental blueprints that guide your decisions. The mind struggles to differentiate between imagined experiences and real ones, which is why athletes, performers, and high achievers use visualization to train themselves for peak performance. You can do the same with money. Seeing yourself managing wealth effectively, making smart choices, and enjoying financial freedom wires your nervous system to align with those images. Instead of being paralyzed by doubt or overwhelmed by obstacles, you begin to act in ways that support the vision. You naturally make decisions that bring you closer to what you've already rehearsed in your mind. Visualization also strengthens emotional resilience. When you see yourself handling setbacks calmly and recovering from mistakes with strength, your body learns to stay composed in real situations. This prevents panic-driven financial choices and allows you to respond strategically instead of impulsively. The practice is not about escaping reality, but about shaping it from within. A few minutes each day of intentional visualization, combined with concrete action, creates momentum by synchronizing your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors with your goals. Visualization is a rehearsal for success, a way to prime your brain for growth, and a bridge between intention and execution, making financial action more natural, confident, and consistent. Sleep is often treated as a luxury, but in reality, it is one of the most essential strategies for building wealth. Without proper rest, the brain struggles to process information, regulate emotions, and make sound decisions, all of which are critical for managing money effectively. Lack of sleep elevates stress hormones like cortisol, making you more reactive, impulsive, and prone to mistakes that can cost you financially. Exhaustion narrows your perspective, causing you to focus only on immediate relief instead of long-term growth, which often leads to poor financial choices. Rest is not wasted time, it is preparation for clarity, focus, and resilience. During sleep, the brain consolidates memories, organizes information, and restores energy for the next day. This means that the financial lessons you've learned, the strategies you're building, and the goals you're working toward are integrated more deeply when you are well rested. Sleep strengthens focus, making it easier to analyze opportunities, resist temptations, and follow through on disciplined habits. When you wake up refreshed, your physiology supports sharper thinking, better planning, and greater creativity, all qualities that directly impact your financial life. Rest also builds patience, and patience is a cornerstone of wealth. The ability to delay gratification, to wait for investments to grow, and to stay calm during periods of uncertainty requires a steady mind, which only comes when the body is fully restored. Sleep fuels not just energy but perspective, giving you the balance to avoid panic-driven decisions and the strength to stick with long-term strategies. Treating sleep as part of your wealth-building system transforms it from a passive activity into an active tool for success. Every night of quality rest recharges your ability to create, manage, and expand prosperity with focus and clarity. Courage is often seen as a personality trait, but at its core, it is also biochemical. When you face fear, your body releases adrenaline and other stress hormones, preparing you for action. The challenge is that many people avoid financial fears. Checking bank statements, confronting debt, or making investment decisions because the physical discomfort feels overwhelming. Yet, just like building muscle, courage grows stronger through repeated exposure in manageable doses. By facing small financial fears consistently, you train your nervous system to handle bigger challenges with greater ease. Start with simple steps: opening your account statements without avoidance, setting aside a small savings amount, or having an honest conversation about money. Each action may trigger discomfort at first, but over time, your brain and body adapt. What once felt threatening begins to feel normal, and your stress response lessens. This process rewires your biology to associate financial challenges with growth rather than danger. The more you expose yourself to manageable risks, the more resilient and confident you become, and the less power fear holds over your decisions. Courage is not about eliminating fear. It is about moving forward despite it. Training courage biochemically means teaching your body that you are safe even in moments of financial uncertainty. Breathing deeply, grounding yourself, and acting step by step are tools that regulate your physiology while building bravery. Over time, the small victories compound into a solid foundation of confidence, enabling you to take bigger, bolder actions in your financial life. By treating courage like a skill rather than a gift, you gain control over your future. Facing small fears daily transforms not just your relationship with money, but your entire capacity to create wealth, stability, and freedom. The connection between food and money may not seem obvious at first, but the way you fuel your body directly impacts how you think, feel, and make financial decisions. Poor nutrition leads to energy crashes, mood swings, and brain fog, which can cloud judgment and increase the likelihood of impulsive spending. When your blood sugar spikes and then drops, you are more likely to seek instant gratification, not only through food but also through money choices. chasing quick rewards instead of staying disciplined. In contrast, nourishing your body with balanced, wholesome foods stabilizes your energy and sharpens your focus, creating the clarity needed to manage wealth effectively. The brain consumes a large share of the body's energy, and the quality of that energy matters. Nutrient-rich foods such as vegetables, lean proteins, healthy fats, and whole grains support optimal brain function, improving memory, concentration, and decision-making skills. When your mind is clear and steady, you are more capable of analyzing options, delaying gratification, and aligning choices with long-term goals. Hydration also plays a key role. Even mild dehydration can reduce cognitive performance and increase stress, which often leads to financial mistakes driven by impatience or fatigue. Food also influences mood through its impact on neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine. A diet filled with processed foods and excess sugar disrupts this balance, leaving you more prone to stress and reactive decision-making. On the other hand, a nourishing diet fosters calmness and emotional stability, both of which are essential when navigating financial challenges or opportunities. The choices you make in the kitchen ripple into the choices you make with your wallet. By viewing food as fuel for both your body and your financial future, you create a system where health and wealth reinforce one another. Nourishment builds clarity, clarity builds discipline, and discipline builds prosperity. What you eat is not just about physical health, it is also about financial strength. The gut and brain are connected through a powerful communication system known as the gut-brain axis, and this link plays a major role in how you handle risk, including financial decisions. The gut is often called the second brain, because it contains millions of neurons and produces neurotransmitters that influence mood, focus, and decision-making. When your gut is balanced and healthy, it sends signals of stability to the brain, supporting clarity and confidence. But when it is disrupted through poor diet, stress, or imbalance, it can send alarm signals that amplify anxiety and trigger impulsive choices. Many people mistake gut signals for fear, when in fact they can be valuable instincts. A steady gut feeling can guide you toward opportunities that align with your values and warn you against reckless risks. The challenge is distinguishing between true instinct and panic. Panic is reactive, driven by stress hormones and heightened by imbalance in the gut-brain connection. It feels urgent, chaotic, and pushes you toward quick, often poor financial decisions. Instinct, on the other hand, feels calmer, more grounded, and often comes as a quiet inner knowing rather than a frantic push. By taking care of your gut health through proper nutrition, mindfulness, and stress management, you strengthen this communication channel and improve your ability to trust your instincts. Listening to your body before making financial choices, pausing to notice whether you feel calm clarity or frantic pressure, can help you avoid costly mistakes. The gut-brain axis is a compass, but only when it is in balance. Trusting instincts while calming panic allows you to approach risks with wisdom, courage, and discernment. When your internal system is aligned, you no longer see risk as something to fear, but as something to navigate with strategy and strength. Breath is the most immediate bridge between the body and the mind, and when you use it with intention, it becomes a powerful tool for aligning your physiology with your financial goals. The way you breathe influences how you think, how you feel, and how you act. Shallow, rapid breathing often fuels anxiety and doubt, leaving you second-guessing decisions and shrinking from opportunities. Deep, intentional breathing, however, calms the nervous system, increases focus, and builds the mental clarity needed to pursue long-term goals with confidence. When you inhale deeply, imagine drawing in vision the picture of the life you want to create, the financial freedom you desire, and the opportunities waiting to unfold. That inhale fills your body with energy, confidence, and possibility. As you exhale slowly, imagine releasing doubt, the fears that hold you back, the old beliefs about scarcity, the hesitation that clouds your judgment. With each breath, you train your body and mind to replace uncertainty with certainty. to transform stress into strength, and to connect your daily actions with your bigger vision. Breathing in alignment with your goals also anchors you in the present moment. Instead of being pulled into the chaos of the past or the uncertainty of the future, conscious breath brings you back to now, where decisions are made and progress is created. Even a few minutes of focused breathing before reviewing your finances, making investments, or setting goals can shift your entire state from fear to clarity. This simple practice reminds your body that you are capable, safe, and ready to act with intention. Each inhale strengthens your vision, and each exhale frees you from the weight of doubt, creating a rhythm of empowerment that carries into every financial choice you make. Wealth is rarely built from sudden windfalls. It grows from small, steady actions repeated over time, and your physiology operates in the same way. Just as compound interest multiplies the value of consistent deposits, small daily habits accumulate into profound changes in your body, mind, and financial life. The nervous system thrives on patterns and repetition because consistency creates safety. When you build habits that align with your goals, you reduce stress, strengthen discipline, and create momentum that carries you forward even on difficult days. Something as simple as setting aside a small amount of money daily, tracking your expenses regularly, or reviewing your goals each morning signals to your brain that you are in control. Each repetition strengthens neural pathways, making the behavior easier and more natural over time. Just like a muscle grows with repeated exercise, your confidence and resilience expand with each small habit. The power is not in dramatic effort, but in steady, predictable action that compounds into long-term results. Physiology loves consistency because it reduces the chaos of decision fatigue. Instead of constantly debating whether to save, invest, or spend, habits automate the process, freeing your energy for creativity and growth. Over time, the stress hormones that accompany uncertainty decrease, while the calm of predictability increases, giving you clarity to make bigger financial moves with confidence. These small actions may feel insignificant in the moment, but they build a foundation that supports wealth, health, and peace of mind. Just as compound interest turns pennies into fortunes, consistent habits transform small efforts into lasting prosperity, proving that steady rhythm, not sudden bursts, creates sustainable success. Laughter is often thought of as entertainment or light-hearted relief, but on a deeper level, it is a powerful physiological tool that directly impacts your ability to think, create, and make smarter financial choices. Stress is one of the biggest obstacles to clarity, and when cortisol and adrenaline dominate the body, the brain narrows its focus to survival mode. In this state, creativity shuts down, problem-solving diminishes, and financial decisions often become reactive rather than strategic. Laughter interrupts this cycle. With a single burst of genuine laughter, the body shifts chemistry almost instantly. Cortisol levels drop, endorphins are released, and dopamine activates pathways linked to pleasure and motivation. This shift creates an environment inside your body and brain where new ideas can flourish. Think of laughter as a reset button. When you laugh, your nervous system relaxes, muscles unclench, and oxygen intake increases, delivering more energy to the brain. This release of tension opens mental space for possibilities that stress had been crowding out. Suddenly, solutions that seemed impossible begin to appear, and challenges that felt overwhelming become manageable. Financial creativity requires this space, the ability to see beyond immediate problems and to imagine opportunities others overlook. Laughter primes the brain to think outside the box, to connect dots in new ways, and to spot innovative strategies for building and managing wealth. Beyond its biochemical benefits, laughter also changes perspective. It reminds you not to take setbacks too seriously, to step back and view challenges with a lighter lens. This doesn't mean ignoring problems, it means approaching them without the paralyzing weight of fear. A lighter heart allows for clearer thinking and more courageous action. In the realm of money, where fear often drives poor decisions, this shift is invaluable. Laughter is also contagious, which means it influences not only your internal state, but the energy of the people around you. In negotiations, business meetings, or financial discussions, bringing genuine humor into the room lowers tension and builds trust. People are more open, cooperative, and creative when laughter is present. It creates a sense of connection and abundance, making collaboration more natural and productive. Incorporating laughter into your daily life does not require grand effort. Watching something funny, sharing a joke with a friend, or simply smiling more often can trigger the physiological benefits. The key is to remember that laughter is not a distraction from serious goals, but a vital resource that strengthens your ability to pursue them. By lowering stress and freeing the mind, laughter makes space for creativity, and creativity is the spark that leads to innovative money ideas, opportunities, and growth. Financial success is often misunderstood as a sprint toward quick wins, sudden wealth, or dramatic breakthroughs, but in truth it is a marathon that demands endurance, patience, and balance. Just like long-distance running, building wealth requires pacing, discipline, and respect for your body's natural rhythms. If you push too hard too quickly, you risk burnout, poor decisions, and exhaustion that can derail your progress. If you move too slowly without focus, you miss opportunities and fail to build momentum. The secret lies in creating a steady rhythm that allows both your bank account and your physiology to sustain growth over the long haul. Your body is the engine that fuels every financial move you make. A tired, stressed, or neglected body cannot make clear decisions or sustain consistent effort. When cortisol levels remain high from constant financial pressure or the chase of instant results, judgment becomes clouded and mistakes multiplied. By pacing your body through rest, proper nutrition, exercise, and mindfulness, you create the conditions for resilience. This resilience is what carries you through the inevitable ups and downs of your financial journey, ensuring that short-term setbacks do not break your stride. Pacing is also about strategy. A marathon runner does not begin at a sprint. They conserve energy, regulate their breathing, and focus on maintaining form over time. Financial success follows the same principle. You do not need to make every big move at once, nor do you need to compare your progress to others who may appear ahead. Instead, you focus on consistent saving, disciplined investing, and gradual expansion of opportunities. Over time, these small steps compound, and just like steady strides in a marathon, they take you further than you imagined. Equally important is listening to your body's signals. Fatigue, stress, or constant worry are indicators that you are pushing beyond healthy limits. Pausing to recover is not failure, it is part of pacing. Just as a runner hydrates and adjusts along the route, you must rest, recalibrate, and maintain balance so that your body remains aligned with your financial goals. In this way, your physiology and your bank account are not separate but deeply connected, working together to carry you forward. Financial success is not about arriving first, but about enduring long enough to reach the finish line with strength and clarity intact. It is about creating a pace you can sustain, protecting your energy, and aligning your body with your vision so that every step builds toward lasting wealth and well-being. Money decisions often appear logical on the surface, but beneath them runs a powerful current of biology. Hormones, those chemical messengers flowing through your body, play a major role in how, when, and why you spend. Dopamine fuels the rush of buying something new, giving you a surge of excitement that can lead to impulsive decisions. Cortisol, the stress hormone, can push you toward comfort spending as a way to soothe anxiety. Oxytocin, the bonding hormone, influences generosity, making you more likely to spend when you feel connected to others. Even testosterone levels can impact risk-taking behavior, sometimes pushing people toward bold financial moves without fully considering the consequences. Understanding this hidden physiology is critical because it helps you separate emotional impulses from intentional choices. When you notice the urge to buy something you don't need, ask yourself if it's truly a rational decision or if dopamine is driving the craving. The same is true when stress tempts you to make purchases that provide only temporary relief. Awareness gives you the ability to pause, breathe, and reframe your choice before money leaves your wallet. Timing also matters. Research shows that decision-making fluctuates throughout the day based on hormonal cycles. For example, when stress peaks, clarity often declines, leading to hasty decisions. Recognizing these patterns allows you to schedule important financial actions during calmer states when your physiology supports focus and rational thinking. By aligning money choices with your body's natural rhythms, you reduce the risk of emotional spending and increase the likelihood of building long-term stability. This awareness also builds compassion for yourself. Many people feel guilt after impulsive spending, but guilt alone does not break the cycle. By realizing that hormones are at play, you can treat yourself with understanding and focus on strategies to manage your state. Practices like deep breathing, exercise, meditation, or even a short walk can regulate hormone levels, bringing balance back before you act. Just as athletes prepare their body chemistry for performance, you can prepare your physiology for financial discipline. The wallet is not controlled only by numbers, it is shaped by emotions, chemistry, and the body's invisible rhythms. By learning to recognize when hormones are influencing spending, you create space between impulse and action, turning money management into a conscious, empowered process instead of a reaction to fleeting emotions. Wealth is not simply a matter of numbers on a balance sheet. It is the outcome of consistent rhythms that keep both the mind and body aligned with a vision of abundance. Just as music becomes powerful through rhythm, financial growth thrives when your life moves in patterns of stability and flow. Routines are the anchor points that regulate your physiology, sharpen your focus, and create the foundation for disciplined, intelligent financial choices. Without rhythm, life becomes chaotic, decisions become scattered, and opportunities slip away in the noise of inconsistency. When you establish routines, you give your body a sense of safety and predictability. Waking at a consistent hour, maintaining regular meals, and dedicating time to exercise or mindfulness practices regulate hormones, stabilize energy levels, and improve cognitive clarity. These physiological shifts directly affect how you approach money. A calm, balanced body makes rational decisions, while an unregulated, exhausted body often seeks quick fixes, instant gratification, or avoidance. Wealth responds to discipline, and discipline grows out of routine. Financial routines work the same way. Regularly reviewing your budget, saving a set percentage of income, and investing at consistent intervals create a rhythm of money management that compounds over time. These routines reduce decision fatigue because you no longer waste energy debating whether to act. You simply follow the system you've built. Just as the heartbeat creates a steady rhythm to sustain life, routines sustain the flow of wealth, ensuring progress even when motivation fades. Rhythm also builds resilience. Life inevitably brings uncertainty and setbacks, but when you are grounded in daily habits, you bounce back faster. Instead of spiraling into fear or abandoning your goals, your routines provide structure and stability. This consistency communicates to your nervous system that you are safe and in control, which lowers stress and increases creative problem solving. A steady rhythm allows you to adapt without losing momentum, turning challenges into stepping stones rather than roadblocks. Wealth loves rhythm because rhythm creates alignment. When your daily routines regulate both your physiology and your finances, you build a powerful synergy between mind, body, and money. Every habit becomes a beat in the song of your success, and over time those beats form a symphony of abundance that carries you further than scattered effort ever could. Generosity is more than an act of giving. It is a state of being that transforms both the giver and the receiver. When you choose to give, whether through money, time, or kindness, your body responds with a surge of joy. Hormones like oxytocin and dopamine rise, creating feelings of warmth, connection, and fulfillment. This biochemical response reinforces the truth that generosity is not loss but gain, because it strengthens relationships, builds trust, and expands the sense of abundance within. Instead of shrinking in fear of scarcity, generosity opens the heart and signals to the mind and body that there is more than enough to share. Money, like energy, thrives on circulation. When it sits stagnant, it creates tension and fear, but when it flows, through acts of generosity, investment, or contribution, it multiplies. This is not simply a mystical idea, but a practical principle. Giving often expands networks, inspires opportunities, and builds goodwill that returns in unexpected ways. A generous spirit attracts collaboration, opens doors to partnerships, and inspires loyalty from others who feel valued. The energy of money becomes more dynamic when it is shared, and generosity is the rhythm that keeps it moving forward. Physiologically, generosity also reduces stress. When you give, the nervous system shifts away from fear and survival toward calmness and openness. The act of generosity activates parts of the brain associated with reward and social bonding, creating a sense of safety that allows you to think bigger, dream wider, and take bolder actions. This emotional shift is crucial for wealth creation because a fearful, scarcity-driven mindset often leads to hoarding and poor decisions, while an abundant mindset encourages strategic growth and meaningful impact. Generosity also teaches the body and mind to detach from money as a source of fear. By releasing some of what you have, you build confidence in your ability to create more. This confidence strengthens resilience, reminding you that wealth is not measured solely by what you keep, but by how you use it to create value. The more freely you allow money to flow through generosity, the more aligned you become with the truth that money is a tool, not a master. Generosity floods your system with joy because it connects you to something larger than yourself. It transforms money from a private resource into a force for collective good, and in doing so, it multiplies its impact. Where money flows, opportunities grow, and where generosity leads, abundance follows. Discipline is often misunderstood as restriction, sacrifice, or the painful act of denying yourself the pleasures of life, but in truth, discipline is not about punishment or deprivation. It is the highest form of self-respect. To be disciplined is to honor your future self, to act today in ways that align with who you want to become tomorrow. It is the daily practice of choosing long-term fulfillment over short-term impulses, not because you are forced to, but because you know you are worthy of the life those choices will create. Discipline is not about saying no to joy. It is about saying yes to a greater, more meaningful kind of joy. When you lack discipline, you hand over control of your life to impulses, distractions, and emotions that fluctuate moment by moment. Your physiology thrives on predictability, on rhythms and routines that support stability, and discipline provides that framework. It helps regulate your nervous system, reduce stress, and build confidence because you begin to trust yourself. Each disciplined action is a declaration that you are capable of following through, and this sense of trust compounds into inner strength. In the same way that financial savings accumulate through consistent deposits, self-respect grows through consistent acts of discipline. Discipline is also freedom. Without it, you become enslaved to cravings, fears, and external pressures. With it, you create space for choice, clarity, and progress. Think of it like training a muscle. At first, discipline feels heavy, uncomfortable, and even painful. But with repetition, it becomes second nature, and what once felt difficult begins to feel natural. The body adapts, the mind sharpens, and suddenly you are not fighting against yourself, but moving in harmony with your goals. This harmony is the essence of self-respect, because it shows that you value your health, your wealth, your relationships, and your time enough to protect them from self-sabotage. Discipline in money is not about denying yourself small pleasures. It is about creating a foundation for greater opportunities. It means choosing to save before you spend, to invest before you indulge, to plan before you react. These choices are not punishments. They are gifts to your future self, gifts that bring peace, security, and the ability to enjoy life without fear of collapse. In the same way, discipline in health is not about endless restriction, but about nourishing your body with what it truly needs, giving it the energy to sustain your dreams. Every act of discipline is a vote for the person you want to be. Waking up early to focus, practicing gratitude, keeping commitments, managing emotions, or resisting unnecessary spending are not acts of denial, but affirmations of worth. They are daily reminders that your vision matters, that your body deserves care, that your future deserves stability, and that you are strong enough to walk the path of consistency. Discipline is not the enemy of joy, but the foundation of it, because true joy comes not from chaos or indulgence, but from living in alignment with who you know you can be. It is self-respect in action, proving each day that you honor yourself enough to choose growth over ease, purpose over distraction, and legacy over momentary comfort. Patience is often spoken of as a virtue, but beneath the philosophy lies biology, and the way your body processes time has everything to do with how wealth is created. The human nervous system is wired to seek immediate rewards because in ancient times survival depended on acting quickly. Today, however, the physiology of patience is the very foundation of financial success. Learning to delay gratification, regulate emotions, and calm the body's urge for instant results is what allows long-term strategies to unfold. Wealth is rarely built in a moment. It compounds slowly, like the steady rhythm of a heartbeat, requiring a body and mind trained in endurance rather than impulse. When impatience takes over, stress hormones such as cortisol rise, creating tension in both body and mind. This stress fuels impulsive decisions, often leading to overspending, risky investments, or abandoning strategies too early. The body, in an impatient state, is restless, breathing becomes shallow, and clarity diminishes, which makes it nearly impossible to see the bigger picture. On the other hand, patience activates a calmer physiology. Slowed breathing, steady heart rate, and balanced hormone levels all signal safety to the brain, allowing higher level thinking to dominate over primitive impulses. In this state, creativity and strategy replace fear and desperation, making wealth-building decisions more deliberate and effective. Patience is not passive, it is active regulation. It is training the nervous system to stay composed while the mind focuses on long-term vision. This can be seen in the practice of consistent saving and investing. The returns may look small in the moment, but patience keeps you engaged long enough for compounding to work its quiet magic. Each day of consistency strengthens neural pathways associated with discipline and foresight, teaching the body that waiting brings reward. The physiology of patience becomes a feedback loop, reinforcing clarity, calm, and persistence every time you resist the temptation of instant gratification. Financial markets, careers, and businesses all reward those who can master this rhythm. Just as muscles grow through repeated training and recovery, wealth grows through repeated action and the patience to allow growth cycles to mature. The body thrives in cycles and wealth does too. Recognizing this alignment makes patience not a struggle but a natural state, one that mirrors the body's own patterns of growth and renewal. Patience also deepens trust in yourself. When you can stay calm in the face of uncertainty, your body learns that progress does not have to be frantic. This self-trust lowers stress and creates resilience, allowing you to withstand setbacks without abandoning your path. The physiology of patience is about conserving energy, aligning with rhythm, and giving space for results to emerge. It transforms waiting from frustration into empowerment, because you know that each moment of discipline compounds towards something greater. Wealth, like health, is built by those who honor the process, and patience is the bridge that connects today's actions with tomorrow's abundance. Failure often feels like a heavy weight, something to be avoided at all costs, but when viewed through the right lens, it is not a dead end but a stepping stone. Reframing failure as feedback transforms the way both your mind and body respond to setbacks, especially in the financial arena. Every mistake, loss, or misstep contains valuable information, much like a training session for the body. Just as muscles strengthen through resistance, your financial wisdom grows through challenge. Instead of seeing failure as a signal to stop, you can choose to see it as data, guidance, and practice to refine your strategy. Physiologically, failure can trigger stress responses. The body releases cortisol, the nervous system tightens, and self-doubt begins to creep in. This reaction is natural, as your brain perceives loss as a threat. Yet, when you consciously reframe failure, you change your body's chemistry. By taking deep breaths, calming the nervous system, and focusing on what can be learned, you shift from survival mode into growth mode. Dopamine pathways can then light up, not just from success, but from progress, rewarding you for persistence rather than perfection. This shift builds resilience, allowing you to face future challenges with greater confidence. Financial failure teaches lessons that success cannot. Overspending shows you the importance of budgeting. A poor investment highlights the need for research and patience. A lost opportunity reveals the value of preparation. Each setback uncovers blind spots, sharpening your awareness and strengthening your decision-making muscles. Just as an athlete uses every practice, even the painful ones, to prepare for the competition, you can use every financial misstep as training for greater opportunities ahead. Failure also builds emotional endurance. When you survive a setback, your body learns that it can handle discomfort and recover. This resilience is critical in money management, where uncertainty and risk are inevitable. Without the physiological strength to handle disappointment, many people quit too soon, abandoning strategies before they bear fruit. By reframing failure, you train your body to stay steady under pressure, to remain calm enough to see clearly, and to act strategically rather than emotionally. Reframing also changes identity. Instead of internalizing failure as proof of inadequacy, you begin to see yourself as someone in training, someone growing stronger with every experience. This identity shift empowers you to take more courageous actions because you no longer fear mistakes. You recognize that the faster you collect feedback, the faster you grow, and the more capable you become. The journey of wealth is not smooth, and it is not meant to be. It is a path filled with trial, error, adjustment, and progress. When you reframe failure as feedback, you align with reality instead of resisting it. Each setback becomes a workout for your financial muscles, each mistake a lesson that builds endurance, and each disappointment a teacher guiding you closer to mastery. Failure does not weaken you. It is the very force that strengthens you for the wealth that patience and persistence will eventually bring. Confidence is not just a thought in the mind. It is something the body carries, expresses, and communicates long before words are spoken. The way you stand, move, and hold yourself sends powerful signals both to your own brain and to the world around you. Acting rich in posture rather than in purchases is about embodying self-assurance without relying on external displays of wealth. True confidence does not need to be proven through luxury items or impulsive spending. It radiates from within, expressed through presence, composure, and the way you take up space in the world. Physiologically, posture shapes psychology. When you stand tall with shoulders back and chest open, your body sends signals to the brain that you are safe, capable, and in control. This position lowers stress hormones like cortisol while increasing testosterone, which is linked to assertiveness and confidence. The simple act of holding yourself with strength changes how you think and feel, influencing decisions that directly affect your financial future. Instead of seeking validation through purchases that lose value over time, you create internal value through embodied confidence that compounds across every area of life. Confidence expressed through posture also impacts how others perceive you. In financial settings, whether interviews, negotiations, or networking, people respond not only to your words, but to the energy your body projects. A strong posture conveys credibility, trust, and authority, qualities that open doors and create opportunities money alone cannot buy. Conversely, slouched shoulders, restless movements, or a closed stance can unintentionally communicate insecurity, regardless of the clothes you wear or the possessions you own. Wealth is often attracted not by what you show on the outside, but by the confidence you radiate through how you carry yourself. Acting rich in posture is also about self-respect. When you hold yourself with dignity, you reinforce to your mind that you are worthy of abundance, success, and stability. This embodied practice reduces the need for external validation through material things. It helps break the cycle of emotional spending, where purchases are used to compensate for internal insecurity. Instead, you cultivate an internal anchor of confidence that no financial fluctuation can shake. The body and money share a rhythm, and posture is part of that rhythm. Standing tall before making decisions creates clarity, aligning physiology with intention. Walking with purpose energizes your nervous system, helping you approach challenges with resilience. Even in moments of financial stress, adjusting your posture can shift your emotional state, creating the calm needed to find solutions instead of spiraling into panic. These subtle adjustments cost nothing, yet they yield returns greater than any impulsive purchase could provide. Confidence embodied through posture reminds you that wealth is first an inner state before it becomes an outer reality. By acting rich in the way you carry yourself, you send messages of abundance to both your nervous system and your environment. Purchases fade, trends shift, but embodied confidence compounds. It attracts opportunities, builds trust, and sustains momentum. True wealth begins with how you hold yourself, not what you hold in your hands. True wealth is often measured by bank balances, investments, and possessions, but at its deepest level, wealth extends far beyond money. It is the energy you carry each morning when you wake, the vitality in your body that allows you to pursue goals with strength, and the freedom in your choices that allows you to design a life you love. Money alone, without health, energy, or peace, can feel hollow, but when money is paired with vitality and freedom, it becomes a tool to enhance life rather than a burden to maintain. Wealth is not just accumulation, it is alignment between body, mind, and purpose. Energy is the foundation of true wealth. Without energy, opportunities slip by, creativity fades, and even the best financial plans remain dormant. Energy gives you the stamina to act on your vision, the focus to stay consistent, and the resilience to recover from setbacks. A wealthy life requires the physiology to support ambition. Sleep, nutrition, movement, and mindful practices are not luxuries but investments in energy, the kind of energy that amplifies financial discipline and sharpens decision-making. When your body is strong, your wealth strategies are stronger because you are able to sustain effort over the long term. Vitality goes deeper than raw energy. It is the vibrancy of life, the spark that makes you feel fully alive while pursuing your goals. Vitality is joy in motion, the passion that keeps you moving forward even when results are delayed. A wealthy person without vitality may appear successful on paper, but often feels drained, restless, or unfulfilled. True vitality means that wealth enhances life rather than replacing it. It is the glow that comes when your financial world and your personal well-being reinforce each other, creating a cycle of abundance that feels good both inside and out. Freedom is the ultimate expression of wealth. It is the ability to make choices without being enslaved by fear, debt, or scarcity. Freedom means designing your schedule around your values, choosing work that aligns with your passions, and investing in experiences that enrich your soul. Financial freedom comes not just from accumulation but from clarity, discipline, and the ability to say no to distractions. Physiological freedom mirrors this. When your body is free from chronic stress, exhaustion, or imbalance, you gain the clarity and calm to focus on what truly matters. Together, financial freedom and physiological freedom create a life that feels expansive and limitless. True wealth is energy, vitality, and freedom working together. Money supports these elements, but it cannot replace them. Energy fuels action, vitality keeps the journey joyful, and freedom makes the destination worthwhile. To build true wealth, you nurture both your finances and your physiology, because one without the other leaves life incomplete. The wealth that lasts is not just measured in currency, but in the strength of your body, the brightness of your spirit, and the freedom to live fully on your own terms. We've journeyed through the hidden connection between the body and money, exploring how physiology shapes mindset, decision-making, and ultimately wealth itself. You've seen how breath creates clarity, how posture influences confidence, how gratitude rewires the brain, and how patience, discipline, and resilience form the heartbeat of financial success. Each principle reveals the same truth: money is not separate from who you are. It is a reflection of your inner state. Wealth is not only numbers on a page. It is energy in motion, vitality in the body, calmness in the mind, and freedom in your choices. The nervous system you regulate, the habits you repeat, the gratitude you practice, and the courage you embody all flow into your financial reality. When you align your physiology with abundance, you stop chasing money and start creating it from within. The path to lasting wealth is not built in a single decision, but in daily rhythm, small habits, steady breath, consistent posture, grounded choices. True prosperity begins in the body, moves through the mind, and expresses itself in the world as financial freedom. So as you step forward from here, remember this: every breath you take, every choice you make, every rhythm you create is either building or breaking your wealth. Choose to align your physiology with abundance. Choose to embody discipline and joy. Choose to carry yourself as someone worthy of prosperity, because you are. Wealth begins inside you, and when the body and mind move together, money